Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Sorry about my appearance, I've got like no makeup on, my hair's like this. The lighting is awful because it is 5 minutes past 10 at night, but my video needs to be filmed because it's going up. So yeah, welcome back to my channel. Today is also most people in bed, like both my siblings are in bed because they've got to be up early, so that's why I am more quiet than usual. This is like my results day video, but before we get started, I'm not actually going to tell you my results because one, I really had no intention of doing that anyway, and two, it kind of defeats the object because anyone from my school can just come onto my YouTube channel and watch this video and know my results, where in like an everyday world, like everyday life, the likelihood is they probably wouldn't know my results. If you get what I'm saying, it's like someone could come up and ask me and I might just say, oh yeah, I did okay, or like it wasn't what I was expecting, but then they can come on here and like see exactly what I got. So anyone who I want to know, like my close friends, my family, they all know what I've got, obviously. But I just wanted to come on here because obviously Monday's video, which was meant to be Sunday, I said that I was going to explain it to you guys. So basically I did cry on results day, and I think quite a few people, I didn't want to cry, and I think quite a few people from school saw me cry, and a few of the girls messaged me being like, I hope you're okay, you deserve everything you got, you worked really hard, and everything. And yeah, basically it was kind of a really high emotion day that day because I had gone through GCSEs, not really thinking too much, not really getting too stressed out, and then all of a sudden 2 years of hard work was just there in front of me on a piece of paper, and it is the biggest thing I've done in my school career. So yeah, some of the grades shocked me a bit. My English literature, my English language grade was significantly lower than my literature grade, and my English language grade was the first grade I saw on my piece of paper, so immediately I was like, oh my gosh, I've done awful, because that was the first grade I'd seen. But I've been reading somewhere and apparently the English language grades have been a 4-5 grade, 3-4-5 grade difference from your literature grade. But I didn't talk to my English teacher because I ended up crying, so I left because I didn't want to talk to anyone else. So we emailed her and she was like, we can get your paper and go through it to see where you lost the marks, and I just think that would give me a bit of closure kind of thing, because she says there's no point getting it remarked because you probably won't pick up enough marks to get you to the next grade, but I'm also not taking English next year anyway. So, and I didn't cry because my English language was all, basically I went in, I got my results, I was absolutely fine. I was yeah, I was shocked with 2 of the grades, English language being one of them, but I didn't cry because of that grade. And then we had to talk to a member of our school senior leadership team before we went. So I spoke to her, was getting ready to go, and my history teacher came and he's like, oh, you're stopping around for a bit. I was like, well, I'm just about to go, but I will talk to you, because history was also the grade that kind of shocked me a bit, and I'm also taking it next year, so I was like, but he was really nice, and he's like, you can still take it next year, I'm not worried, I know you're better than that, you obviously just had a bad day when you were doing some of your history papers, because there was 3 history papers. And then I just burst into tears, and it wasn't what he said, my history teacher didn't upset me, and up until that point I was absolutely fine. I think everything had suddenly dawned on me that that was it, these were my grades, this is what the past 2 years of my life were defined by, and I was moving on to A-levels, my best friend's moving away. I think all of a sudden it just hit me and I wasn't really prepared for it. So yeah, that is why I ended up crying, not because of like, okay, yeah, my results did upset me, especially my history grade, because I did work really hard in history and my English language grade shot me, but I'm not really too fussed about that because I'm not doing it next year. In terms of now what I'm doing next year, I'm still doing history, drama and business studies, but I'm not doing Spanish because my grade in Spanish was one of my lowest grades on my paper, on my result slip. I still passed Spanish, but school was like, we'd advise you not to take it. And I was like, actually, yeah, that's fine, because I do find Spanish quite hard, but I wanted to do it because I enjoyed it. So I'm no longer going to do Spanish, I'm going to do religious studies instead, because that was one of my highest marks, which I was really, really happy about, because I put in so much effort with RS, because I really wasn't picking much marks up on the, what were they out of, 16 markers? Were they 16 markers? 50 markers? I can't remember, like the big questions at the end. So I used to meet with my RS teacher every Tuesday night, and we'd do like a 60 marker question together, and then I'd go away and do one, and then we'd like mark it and evaluate it and add things in the following Tuesday. So I really did put so much effort into my RS, so I've decided to take that for A-level and see how it goes. My maths was what I was also really happy with. Maths really doesn't come easy to me. In my mock I only just scraped a 4, it was 24% for a 4, I just got 24%. So maths I was ecstatic with. And like all my other grades I was really, really happy with. It was just my English language and my history that came as a bit of a shock, but like I said, I passed them all. Also, another reason why I didn't want to film my results, so that was like a quick rundown of my results. Another reason why I didn't want to film my results or like do my results, because basically if you look at this, I'm going to insert a picture whilst I'm talking about this just here. I'm also currently trying to find the picture myself, yeah. So people are trying to match the new grades up with the old grades, and I get why they're doing that, because it's like closure, it's like a bit of clarity. No one really knows what these new grades are, but people are saying like a 4 is like a standard pass, a 5 is a strong pass, a 6 is a B, etc, etc. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with what's, bearing in mind with what's here. So basically a 5 is higher than the old C, so it's like close to a B, and at the same time a 6 is higher than the old B. It's only the G, the old G is level with the new one, and the old A is level with the new 7, and like this 9's a completely new grade. So I really don't like, the way I think about it is any 6's that I got aren't a B, they're like an A minus, so B plus A minus, but like they're not a B. And likewise my 5's aren't a C, they're like a B minus, like a B. So that's another reason why I don't, because I do think that you can't compare them. Okay, this is going into a slight rant, like I could do a whole other video on this, but you can't compare them, because in the subjects that I got 5's in, all my teachers saying, oh, it's really good because it's a B, like that's where they're now seeing it. And any subjects that I got 6 in, they're like, it's really good because like it's an A but not quite the old A. But yeah, that was another reason, because I get really, like, it really, really triggers me. I know it's so petty, but it really triggers me when people are like, I got a 6 with a, which is an equivalent of an old B. Well, it's not, it's higher than an old B. So yeah, that really, really triggers me, which is another reason why I didn't want to put my results on the internet. Obviously that is a really petty reason, but my main reason was being anybody from school could then come and see it, and I really don't want them to. No offence to anyone who goes to my school, but if you know my results, then I've told you them because, you know, I wanted you to know, kind of thing. But yeah, that was another reason why I didn't want to put my results on the internet. Obviously that is a really petty reason, but my main reason was being anybody from school could then come and see it, and I really don't want them to. No offence to anyone who goes to my school, but if you know my results, then I've told you them because, you know, I wanted you to know, kind of thing. So yeah, that is kind of a rundown of my GCSEs. I did pass them all. It was only history and English language that came as a shock. I was so happy with my RS grade, and it just shows that hard work does pay off. Like, I got a 3 in my mock for RS, so I was like expecting a 5 at the least. So to come out with the grade I did, I was so happy, and it did just show me that hard work does pay off. Likewise with my maths, I only just scraped a 4 on my mock, came out with like a much higher grade than I was expecting, and I literally worked so hard in maths to the point where I lived literally in the maths block during study leave, because it doesn't come easy to me. And like, if you're from my school, you might be saying, yeah, second set, but just because I was in the second set, you know, like, it's because I can do it, it just doesn't come easily. Like, I have to put so much work in. So I was doing maths paper after maths paper after maths paper, and it did get me like a good grade, and I was so happy with it. So yeah, RS and maths are like my 2 grades that I'm most proud of, because I really did work hard for them. I mean, I worked hard for all my grades, and I do think my history grade and my English language grade doesn't really reflect how hard I worked, but obviously I know that I worked hard, and so I'm proud of that. But yeah, that's kind of a really quick rundown of my results without really telling you my results. So I think I've rambled on for enough now. I'm going to edit this video, upload it and go to bed. So I will see you all Sunday, hopefully, with a new video, which I think is going to be a back to school haul, because I've finally got everything. I've left it so late this year. But yeah, I will see you all Sunday with a brand new video. Bye!